Man, what's going on, everybody? Man, it's your boy B.
It's your boy Official Go Getter, man.
And it's Q.
Man, we are here for episode 16 of the Blueprint Table podcast, man, here in Seattle, Washington, man. How are y'all feeling, man? First week of December. We are starting off the 12th month of the year, y'all.
It feels good, man. 16 episodes, 16 weeks. That's how many months? What, four months or so around that time?
Yeah, just about on average.
That just goes to show, man. I'm happy for the progress that we've made in the last 4 months, and we get to end the year like this, going into the 2026 with momentum. It goes to show you guys, going into the next year, you can do a lot in 4 months, right? It doesn't take an entire year for you to procrastinate or whatever the case may be, and get started. How you feeling, Q?
Feeling good. It's been a long week, rough week. Shoot, we had to climb up them stairs this week, man. The elevator was down, so had about 5 clients, so that was about 10. Going up the stairs up and down about 10 times, but it's a good week.
Man, you already know, man.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Official Go Getter, man. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you can keep up with us. Every Wednesday we have new episodes coming out. Subscribe to the Blueprint Table, and also follow us on Instagram at Blueprint Table.
It's been a good start to this week. You know what I mean? I left last week as a single person in a relationship, and now I'm engaged to be married, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So 2025 definitely came and ended with a bang, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That's big dog moves.
Big dog moves,
Starting
man.
a family,
Our boy
family.
B over here making the big dog moves, setting the tone, man. 2025 has definitely been an eventful year, right? In bad ways and good ways. There's been a lot going on for everybody. I could say, for my life, it's been, a whole bunch of stuff going on, but a lot of progress, and I could look at your guys' lives, and I'm sure you guys could say the same thing as well, So, pat ourselves on the back for 2025, man. I'm gonna pat P on the back. I'm gonna pat my guys on the back.
Too, though.
Yeah, I need that for this week.
2025.
Hey, listen, you already know. Chugging through yet another year, I hope that a lot of people are seeing that, as long as we got breath in our bodies, man, this thing just keep going. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So even though we're starting a new year next month, keep on working that same plan, man, that you had going. You don't have to switch everything up, I guess, depending on where you are. But, if you stick with whatever you already started and just let it go over time, you'll probably see exponential growth. Straight up.
I think very much right. I actually got a question I want to ask you guys before we get started, right? So with the fact that we just had our Thanksgiving break, our holiday break, man, how do you guys get back into the zone after holiday breaks, right? Get back into that point where you're putting the work in the way you want to, just readjusting. What kind of tips do you got for the people watching?
Man, that's a good question, man. I feel like I'm feeling that right now, y'all. We're recording this right now, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving weekend, and I feel like I just now probably got right back into it today. Yesterday, when you have family and everything in town and everything like that, shout out to my family, man. I love y'all. But everybody knows how it goes. You almost are in vacation mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So refocusing means, getting back to your workspace, clean that thing up, clean up your house, sit down. I would say probably box out some time, maybe an hour or two, just to, look at your calendar, look at the rest of the month, just like any other month, man. Or what would you say?
Man, I'm trying to think of something to give people some good advice. I was already in that zone, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Even had a business phone call that morning. Yeah, man, I was already in that zone. I can't get too much advice.
I respect that. Hey, listen.
I was too locked in, bro. But hey, man, that food was good. The food was the only time when I was out of the zone, though.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I respect that. I respect that. What
Locked
about you?
in.
You're right. Did you stay locked in over the holiday, or did you take some time?
Nah, I definitely, I relate more to, kind of in between, but I relate to you, B, for sure. Today is one of those days where I'm actually being able to finally, feel it, right, where that momentum is picking up, and I'm actually feeling like I'm back locked in. But I definitely, from Thursday, then you had Friday, then you had Saturday, Sunday, I definitely wasn't moving how I do usually do Monday through Friday on the usual days. So, I definitely took me some time to get back into that rhythm. So I'm with you. Today I'm just now being able to find that rhythm, right? But I didn't completely turn it off, so it wasn't too hard. I just had to tap back in.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever like all the way off. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
But one thing I did realize from this weekend too, I had so much family. I told you I got engaged and everything like that. It really puts into perspective your priorities in life. You get what I'm saying? And you know, if family becomes a priority in your life, you still feel like you're locked in and being productive, even when it's just, you know, you with family.
Yeah,
You get what I mean?
that's a
Because you
very
start
good
to
point.
realize, oh man, you know, even any work that you do while you in the midst of family, you start to really realize, man, actually, I need to be present right here. You know, I got
Yeah.
my mama here. I got, you know, my fiance's mom is here. You know, my dad, everything. My stepdad came out. So, you know, I feel like I understand everybody's perspective. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you still locked in. But it's just whatever you prioritizing at that moment.
It was a bit easy for me. My family back at the crib, so
Exactly,
it was a couple phone calls.
Yeah.
And that was about it. It was easy for me to stay locked in.
Okay, and you have all your family out here.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, Brandon, because you know, something that I've been able to learn this year and apply this year is being able to compartmentalize my mind and actually spend time during those times where I'm with my family, right? So I was able to take my sister and my little cousin and my sister's friend, right, out to Snowflake Lane at Bellevue Friday night, right? And Thursday night I was able to go spend time with my family during Thanksgiving and actually spend time there because I know spending time with my family is a part of the bigger purpose, you know?
Yep.
So like
Yep.
you said, you know, as long as I, you know, make sure that it coincides with the bigger purpose and tell my mind that, you know, I don't have to be feeling like, oh, I got to be I can actually be there in the moment, you know? So
Yeah, respect, man. And I want to ask you too. So, you know, you as someone whose family you said doesn't live in your city, how do you kind of, you know, get over with these things or whatever the case is while you're still in the midst of grinding? You say you just make calls home or what is that?
Yeah, so I be with my girl family. I was with my girl family over the weekend, but
Yes, sir.
although, you know, I did have to have that phone call. You know, my aunt, she be throwing down in the kitchen, man.
Oh,
so
I know you missed that food.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I'm grateful, but man, life could have been good if I was at the crib.
Oh, it's all right.
Like,
It's all right.
but yeah, I just make a phone call to everybody, you know, get the happy Thanksgiving and everything from everybody. But yeah, it ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Man, I
It ain't the
respect it,
same.
man. But hey, so my thoughts and prayers with you, man. You already know.
It's-
I can't wait
it's-
for the next time that you're able to reconnect with the fam, man, because that's always special, man.
Hey man, that's only on vacation time, bro.
Listen,
Yeah.
trust. And so, actually, you know, I want to throw y'all a curveball real quick, man. Because at this point, you know, we need to talk about some end of the year wrap up stuff because y'all already know how it goes in business mode. You know, December, yes, it is a big month, but it's like the closeout month for the year. Everybody already prepping for 2026. In my realm, when I tell you everybody in the public infrastructure realm and they're all out of office right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they out of office till next year. But I want to ask y'all a couple of things, then we can move on to the topics. So, as far as this year is concerned, are there any happenings business-wise or anything like that that you can recall, just that pop in your head that you're like, wow, man, you know, that impacted you this year in 2025? Like, what's some of the biggest things you could think of? Because time goes so quick. I don't put you on the spot.
Do you want to go first?
I can go first and give you an example.
I got you. Yeah.
I can go first and give you an example. We got one right here. You know, have y'all noticed that all of these different apps from YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everything like that, they getting out their wrapped content where it shows you everybody who you listen to this whole year, right? I know I had downloaded mine. Did any of y'all download y'all's?
I didn't download mine yet.
You didn't download it?
Yeah,
Oh, you downloaded yours. Yeah, I think I saw you post
posted
the,
mine as soon
just
as
the
it came up.
albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I gotta go to download?
See, now you on it.
Go to what do you call it? Replay.
All right, I'm looking it up right here.
Replay.
I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is mailbox money, bro. No, what is it? No, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle, Mailbox Money, man. That's
man.
one of my favorite albums of all time, man.
I've been going crazy grinding. I be hustling to that.
Yeah.
You already know what time it is. So I would say, what is your wrapped, you know, most used app from this year?
Most used
think?
app, or so
What you
we're
think?
gonna do.
What you
we're
think?
gonna do apps,
Or
not
business,
music.
or business happening, or music, whatever you want. What are you
Yeah.
going? Oh, actually, you gonna say yours?
No.
You gonna say your music one?
No. I just
You can if you want to.
Nah.
Oh, see,
I
okay,
can't. So
respect.
the thing is, it doesn't let me get it. I don't know why. It's always been like this. It doesn't let me get it the way it doesn't show up. So
Well, no, because you did it so. Hold
You
on.
log in?
You can't do it for December yet. Hold on, where's your?
I had to go back. B can figure it
Yeah,
out.
that
He
was
got
on
it.
the website,
Yeah.
though. That was on the website?
But
It
it's
was
an
on
app
the
too,
website.
though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know it for real.
Man,
Oh, it was right there. I think.
It was, but it went away.
Nah, I seen it when you looked it up. It said
Well, it
replay
did.
2025.
Oh, replay 2025. There you go. Yep.
So where I gotta go?
So instead of going to December, it's supposed to go to.
See, my
Why is it
joint
doing that?
we
We
messing
gonna
up.
we gonna
man.
need a technician.
we
We
gonna
gonna
get
need
it.
a
I don't know.
technician.
It
for
does
y'all.
it does it every year. I don't know why it does it. But your question was
Man, mine is horrible, y'all. I actually got to throw mine out there, man.
The music?
the music.
Man, mine was Drake, bruh.
Ain't no wrong with Drake.
Oh, damn.
What is it?
He done went.
Yeah,
This
and
man,
then
this man, he went light skinned Drake on.
I went
man.
light-
certified lover boy. You know
Hey,
what I'm
man,
saying?
that's how you feeling, man. Drake
I
be
ain't
out.
gonna lie, bruh.
Drake
I was
be-
bumping that some sexy song for you.
There's
Well,
some
he in
some
Miami,
joints up in there.
that's
Some
another-
good. There's some good cuts up in
I
there.
think what's my top song? I think my top song about Platboy Max.
Was it Black Boy
What?
Max?
Yeah, that's my
For
top
real?
song. Let me see.
The streamer.
Yeah,
Hey, the
'cause he be
streamer's on the
making-
come up.
Cause
Okay.
he be going alright on them beats. Let me see.
Okay.
I gotta make sure that's correct.
Well, my boy
Let
Q
me-
said Black Boy Max. I never thought I
Let me-
heard anybody say that.
Let me see. It's alright. It ain't bad, bro. See what we talking about. Alright. My top artists I already know. Yeah, it's D Savage and Platboy Max.
You know about D Savage and Black Boy Max?
Bro, I mean,
You know about D
you know
Savage?
how old D Savage is, bro?
I
You
didn't
probably
know
was
you
in
know.
middle school, bro.
I was listening to
You
D
might
Savage in
as well
middle
do
school.
that.
I'm
Then my third one. So we got for number one my top songs, D Savage and Platboy Max. Then we got Slizzy, Honcho Don, Cash Cobain.
Cash
We got-
Cobain, of course.
Then you gotta have the Larry June Black Man.
mm-hmm.
You got the Larry June.
Black Man. So yeah, I ain't gonna.
Okay.
I ain't gonna
I was gonna say my boy Q listen to hustling music, man. He be trying to get to that
Yeah.
bread in the morning,
Get
man.
into that
I
bread.
need
in
to
the
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
bro.
In that mode. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
Yeah.
You see, you gotta listen to that Drake, get you in that mode. You know what I'm saying? It make you wanna.
Drake,
know.
Drake, how you on the plane in your mud?
When he said, you know, I'm in the Masavi room at the Vivalos, man. If you know, you know. You know, when Drake make you feel poor and stuff, you know.
Hey
and
man, he's singing and flexing on you at the same
right,
time.
like I'm
trying
like,
to
bro,
stay
where
in
the
there.
world? In Vivalos, man, I'm crying, laughing, y'all. So, let's get into it all the way, man. It's December. It's the 12th month of the year. What is something that y'all would tell the viewers if they were a person who maybe got through this year, they get into December, they like, man, I really want to kill next year, man. I really want to kill. I want us to talk to two different viewers. First, let's talk to the viewer I'm talking about down bad, bro. Where we've all had times where we was down bad, bro. I'm talking about they might got $100, if that, in straight spending money,
Yeah.
but their accounts is probably in the negs. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you
I
mean.
know.
Credit hit, and they need this next year to be better, bro.
Ooh wee.
How would you put what are some of the things that you would do to set yourself up to have the best 2026 if you were like that? I'm talking about no good money, your credit is messed up, you know, you had a job you don't really love but it's getting you by. Well, what are y'all gonna do? You want to start Q?
Yeah, if you got a cell phone, you got a cellular device. You know, I would start off with YouTube. I would just keep searching on YouTube until I find something that's for me. Keep finding ways, like I'll search on YouTube, how do I make money? How do I do this? The more you search something up, the more, you know, something that eventually will catch your eye. Then maybe you'll learn a skill, and over time, maybe, who knows, you maybe learn drop shipping or something. Maybe you start door dashing on the side or something like that. Because the more you do research and the more, you know, you try to find to do something that you really want to do, like it'll come to you. Obviously, in the beginning, you don't really know like what you want to do, but it'll come once you apply pressure to it. I was just having this conversation with my cousin. She had went into work. She was like, man, I went into orientation. She was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I was like, hey man, go copy you a laptop, you know, invest in it for maybe like $400, $500, like an M1, and just download YouTube. But I was like, the more time you spend into that job is the more time, all that time that you spend into that job, you could invest in yourself or even do research. Because when you don't got no job, all it does is like motivate you to actually apply pressure to yourself because you need some money so you can get hungry. You know what I'm saying? So
That is true. It's sink or swim.
bro, like you gotta apply pressure, especially you know I don't got this company, so all you got is you. So you got a cell phone, a laptop, boom. That's really all you need. A cell phone is good, but a laptop is more valuable. So I would just say, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, cop that laptop if you can too, if you don't, if you're able to, and just do research. You know, I learned all my skills off of just doing research. When it comes to literally everything that I do to make money now, straight YouTube, no school.
Man,
But yeah.
I appreciate that.
No,
man.
that was some
Good.
yeah.
I
That's
was
the
about to
good
even say,
advice.
I'm literally,
That's
bro,
the good
You
advice.
just articulated that, man.
That's the good advice, man.
What
And
advice would you get to somebody who was down bad? Devon? I'm talking about
Come
it's the
on.
end of the year, bro. They just been beat all year, man. They girl done left them. They just trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah, so
What would you
first,
tell 'em?
this is one of my favorite situations ever, right? You know, I could relate to you. I've been there, and this is why I say it's one of my favorite situations ever. Because you're at the bottom, bro. You can't go nowhere but up. I want you to really reframe your mindset, whoever it is, your man, woman, whatever. You're at the lowest of the low. You can't go no lower. All you can go is up. You're at the best position for growth because everything you do right now is a plus to where you are. So first, reset your whole mindset because you're in a great position, one of the best positions you'll probably ever be in your life, right? And then second, from there on, these are the steps that I took, right? First, you ain't got no money. You got $100, bank account in the negative. At this point, you're realizing you probably should have kept the job that you left, right? Or you're realizing that you need to get a job even though you don't really want to, right? If you're not somebody like, so just like you, I'm gonna add on to what he said about starting a business. This is my addition. First things first, right? I was taking the time to write this down. Get a job. That's my first step. You get you a job. You build momentum through a job. You take that money because now you've been doing a lot with less. So now when you get a $500 paycheck every week or a $2,000 paycheck every 2 weeks, that's a lot compared to what you have right now. It's everything compared to what you have right now because you have nothing, right? So when you get that money, cherish it, right? And utilize it the right way by investing at minimum 10%, right? So take 10% of your income and get a habit of putting it away, whether that's 20%, 15%. Take a percentage and get a habit of paying yourself first. No, I mean like truly, as soon as your paycheck hits, if you got $800, your 10% is $80 straight into your brokerage account, straight into your bank account if you're saving. No ifs, ands, and buts. You've had no money, you're at the low. You know what it's like to have nothing. Save yourself for a rainy day, truthfully. Second thing is build momentum through your job. Your job isn't the end all be all, like Hugh said, but it's gonna build you that momentum that you need. One of the keys that I got from going to work is that it gives me momentum for everything else in my life. So if I miss one day at my job, well, I'm missing one day in my life in the bigger picture. And then that throws off the momentum for my business, that throws off the momentum for my content, that throws the momentum off for even me going back to work when it's time to go back to work. And now I'm in a loop where I might not even want to go back to the job, right? So now you start at ground zero again. My third thing is do what Q said. You look for a skill, you start a business while you're working. So when you go to work and when you come home, your life should be about building. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to your job, you're there. When you get off, or while you're there, you're watching YouTube videos, you're posting your content, you're doing whatever. And when you get off, you shouldn't be trying to just escape. No, you get off and you turn on Market Mondays or the Blueprint Table. You're surrounding yourself, your mindset, whatever the case is, around a podcast, education. It doesn't have to be us, it doesn't have to be Market Mondays. Straight to education when you get home. Make that your entertainment because you have to redefine what the word fun means to you. Fourth, when it comes down to this credit, man, my credit was shot. I at the beginning of this year, my credit was not the best. I was a young cat. I got me a credit card, maxed it out, and didn't pay it back till I had to pay it back, right? And when I had to, I said, okay, my credit's at a low, but even with my credit, it's at the lowest that it could. Like it was low. All I could do was go up. I made a call to my dad. Dad, I need some help. Dad says, get a secured credit card. You put money on your secured credit card. It's exactly what I did to get me to the 700 that I'm in now, when I used to be at a very low number that I don't even want to tell you guys, right? Get you a secured credit card. I put $500 in my secured credit card. I put money on it. You can use the money. You use the money that you pay. Use the money and pay it off at the due date. Let 2%. Let 2% show to the statement date, right? So that they know that you're still utilizing your credit. If you do that for months upon months, man, 3-4 months, man. You don't need a lot of time to get yourself right. You can change your life in 90 days, man. It's just about sticking to it. This is such a great question, man. I'm passionate about it because I've been you before. You know, we've all been at a low before. And when you're at a low, man, you can't do nothing but go up, man. Just like with the stock market. So
That's fast.
Straight
That
up,
was
man.
good what you said with that
good.
credit.
I appreciate
With that-
you guys, man.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
that,
Yes, sir. I
credit-
appreciate that.
that credit part when you said get
Yeah.
a secure credit card.
Man,
hey,
shout out
man.
to Pops,
I was
man.
about to hit
I know.
that
Hey,
too,
my
man.
mama told me, man, she a credit analyst.
For real? So-
yeah, my mama put me on game. I messed around, bought a TV for $200, ain't pay it back for 2 years. Boy, don't be 18 and slow, bro.
Bro, I was
Don't be young
18
and
and
slow with that
slow.
credit,
Don't
y'all. I'm
do
trying
it.
to tell you,
Don't do
Man, and the thing with me was I was a young smart kid. At 18, I was so smart that I thought I could like conquer the world almost. So I'm like thinking like, oh, it's all good. I'll worry about it later. You know what I'm saying? But
Not with no credit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's all good. It's all
What-
good.
what about
Pay
you?
your credit cards off, man.
What about you, though?
Yeah, what I would say, man, because like you said, we've all been here, y'all. We've all been at rock bottom. I've been at rock bottom multiple times, straight up. I don't know about y'all.
I feel you.
I've had to learn a couple lessons a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't learn it the first time around. In life or God, you got to humble you. You get what I'm saying?
That's facts.
First, if you got about $100 cash and you like, let's say $100 in the negs on one account, I would say make sure that you got multiple accounts. That's my type of person. I don't know if that's great advice. This ain't financial advice, y'all.
Hey, man, he said just be safe.
Be safe though, seriously.
Yeah, for real.
Because if you only have one account and that's in the negs and you can't even use your card, you get what I'm saying? Now that whole $100 immediately just has to go to that debt. You might not be able to.
You can't even
You get what I'm
use it.
saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm assuming that you have a job right now. What I would do is stop all extra spending, bruh, for about 2 weeks, even really this whole month, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I know that Christmas is coming up. For at least 2 weeks of this month, no eating out. I'm talking about, I don't care if you got to raid your mama fridge, your friend fridge. I don't care if you got to go to the church and go get you a bag of goodies in the pantry closet.
No, for
you get what I'm
sure.
saying? Humble yourself. Do not spend no extra money on just eating out, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Budget that out. And when I say budget it out, I'm talking about for food, if that number is $50 a week, that's it. Figure out a way to make it stretch. Before we just started, you remind me saying, Q said, yeah, I just went sandwich today.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I went sandwich.
Wait, how much is that rotisserie chicken at Costco?
$5 for the rotisserie chicken, $3 for the loaf of bread. What I put on it?
What, some hot sauce on it?
I put some eggs on it and some fat-free cheese.
Okay, eggs, fat-free cheese. I ain't gonna lie, you can eat off that rotisserie chicken at least for about 2-3 days. I ain't gonna lie, that's a big chicken.
More
depending on how
more
much
than
you
that,
eat.
for real.
For real.
The whole week.
So you go buy you 2 chickens, that's $10. You get what I'm saying? Take that $50. I ain't gonna lie, you can make egg sandwiches and chicken sandwiches for a week. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I would do that. Secondly, I would do exactly what Official Go Getter said, and get you or make sure that you can start a secure credit card, man. If you know your credit is whack, stop avoiding the app, y'all. Open up the app on your phone. Figure out how much the minimum payment is. You're gonna have to make extra payments. Get it to where it's under the limit because you probably got late fees. You get what I mean? Pay off that minimum payment on the cards that have the high balance. Start you a secure credit card with a small amount of money after the money that you save from not eating out and not wasting all your money. And systematically, like he said, budget every single month, at least for the first 3 months of the next year, y'all. If you're starting it now, get your numbers. I think you said, 10% to
Yeah, 10% to 20%.
investments.
Yeah.
10% to an investment, 10% to those credit cards to get them under how much you're maxed out to get all that interest off. I'd say probably 25 to 30% got to go to that bank account that's overdrawn, and then you have to live off the rest of that money, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you do that for the next couple months, you'll be in a better position. Also, I would say mentally, don't think that everything is going to be better just in January. You got to set up the foundation, y'all. And I'm trying to tell you, even the difference between doing something for 1 month and 6 months is exponential.
Very
you get what I'm
much so,
saying?
yep.
So commit to it. Know that everything may not change in a month, even though things can change fast. You might get surprised by month 3, something goes up exponentially. But I guarantee you by month 6, you'll be thinking yourself that you sat down and created that budget in December. So Hopefully that wasn't too long, but that's what I would do.
That's like that. What they be talking about, the New Year resolution.
Yeah.
Oh,
New
this
Year's
year,
resolution.
this year I'm gonna save my money. Hey man, it start off with discipline.
It's
You know,
Start
you
off
gotta
with
be
discipline,
frugal,
y'all.
and if you really want to save some money, you gotta check your bank account.
you
gotta
got
You
check
gotta check what you spend your money on. You can't just go out and be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this real quick, $5. Small numbers add up. And that goes for both ways, when you spend it and when you're making it. So, yeah.
That's what I would say, y'all.
Yeah.
You know. So now, real quick, before we get to the next thing, what would y'all say to somebody who's a little bit, kind of even in our position, man, even to y'all peers? You know what I mean? A lot of us here at this table right now, you know, we are working on our sources of income. We've started to save up money. We have investments. We have means of obtaining pretty much anything that we want, in my opinion, right now. You get what I'm saying? Most of the conversations we have, the things that we don't have material-wise are things that are upper echelon, next level, you know, in your rich man bag. So what would you say to a peer right now who's working on their content, working on their business, you know, maybe sitting on a couple racks, maybe had a good year so far, but they want to have an even better year next year? How we trying to level up? What would you say? How would you encourage, rather?
Oh, just basically encourage them?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I would just say, you know, keep going, keep being consistent. You know, every time you get some money, you know, if you're saving up money, make sure you have about 10K saved up, to be honest, just for, like, emergencies. Then I'll have another 10K just basically in my bank account or, like, a high-yield savings or whatever.
Yep.
Then,
Liquid,
then I'll just make sure I'm constantly investing right back into my business. Like invest. You know, learning new things. Like how can I build this of whatever business you're doing, or how can I get better at the content or a strategy, and even like I would even say like a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day plan. You know, you got to start off with small numbers before you try to go big, to try to figure out, all right, how can I get here within the next month or so. So, but I think consistency is the biggest role out of anything of just even growth. Like, you know how you go to the gym, and if you eating right and you working out every day, you're going to get big. You know, if you don't eat right, you know what I'm saying, don't work out, you won't. So that goes with everything. So, yeah, I think that's how you do it, consistency.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, my first thing would be on top of the consistency, like Q was saying, man, having that like one tangible goal, like that one thing you want to focus on this year. Like, I'm not saying you need to only focus on one thing, but that one thing that's the most important. Like for me this year is monetization, right? I want to be able to monetize, right, my content, right? So whether that's, you know, just creating the products that I can monetize and implement paid ads and all those things, right? That's a focus for me. And then with that being the focus, right, just making sure that my habits are consistent, right? So instead of me like focusing on doing something so big every day, just making sure that I'm doing the little things every day and staying consistent with it. So that's my advice that I would give to you. You know, somebody who's already on that type of timing and wants to grow even more. Just buckle down even more and just stay consistent. Really just keep doing what you're doing and, you know, create that one tangible thing that you want to happen. And keep in mind that at this point, it's us against the bigger corporations. It's us against America, right? America is trying to do what they need to do to buy up the homes, buy up the assets, buy up all the things that make it hard for us to grow here, which is why we're even doing what we're doing now. So I think it's one of those things that I've realized the other day watching Market Mondays, that we were talking about a bit off camera, is the fact that, you know, like I said, man, it's us against the bigger corporations. So I have to do a lot on my part and just buckle down a little bit more to make sure that I'm able to stay afloat, right? Stay afloat and just get to a place of just confident foundation with my assets. Just keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's a game where they're trying to make ownership rare, and you know the best thing that we can do is to double down on it right now. So just stick to doing what you're doing.
Respect. Man, I would say to somebody who is a peer of mine, who is, you know, waking up every day trying to grind it out, may not be in the worst position ever, but because we're ambitious, we're always trying to go to the next level. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I would say tighten up and get liquid focused, man. You know, I feel like I've experienced, like Official Go Getter just said, a lot of these big corporations, they're always trying to figure out how to get more money. They figuring out where to trim the fat, You get what I'm saying? Maybe if you're a person who Q was talking to, who has, 10 in savings and 10 liquid, maybe instead of having just that 10 and 10, maybe now you were looking for 20 in savings and 20 liquid. You get what I'm saying? Or 25 in savings and 25 liquid.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And always trying to get to that next level. I feel like somebody else, like myself, try to do as many more transactions as you can this year, regardless of what service you're selling. I'm trying to help people buy and sell real estate. If you're in real estate, you know what to do. We're trying to double the amount of leads that we get all the time. You know what I mean? So I would say up those numbers. And if you didn't hit the numbers that you were supposed to hit this year, which most of us don't hit the number, we actually hit somewhere even close to it if you're shooting high.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Look back at what you actually been doing and be honest with yourself. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you've already been tracking your outreach. Hopefully you've already been tracking, the people that you have been trying to get in front of. Figure out what bridges that gap and create a plan that you will commit to 100%, not for the entire year, for the first 30 to 60 days. You get what I mean? After another 60 days, do the same exact thing. Review what happened, figure out what's going on, how you can trim the fat, bring in more cash, keep more cash, and get more transactions done.
That just gave me a thought too of basically a better way of not a better way, but just to add on to it, like how to get better or how to do better, how to stay consistent. Is even look back on your mistakes, and I would say like to study yourself. Make sure you're going over it. You fail a test, what you do? You going, what did I fail on?
Mm-hmm.
Just so you can move ahead, because you don't want to go into the future, go into business, and basically repeat the same mistakes again. Because I think that's one of the things I work on right now is making sure like I do like a refresh. You know what I'm saying? So when I go on to the future, I'll be better than I was yesterday. So,
Straight up. It's so funny that you said that. I watched Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, man. Shout out y'all to the Nightcap podcast. And he always says when he's talking about his coaches, never accept in a win what you wouldn't in a loss. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of times where sometimes we mess around and still win. We mess around and still get this money and still get the sale. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You get what I mean? So do exactly what Q said. If you know, and you know I'm talking right to you, if you know you got that win and your play was sloppy, come on, man. It's time to tighten it up. It's time to tighten it up. That's how I feel. Do y'all agree with that?
No, I agree for sure.
Yep,
And
yep.
like he was saying about being able to study yourself. That's something that I've been applying this year too. Like something that I've been doing is watching our content, right? Whether that's a Blueprint Table podcast that we just made, or just my own content, and being able to watch my own content. But I'm now at the point where I can watch my content and actually critique it and make it better, and I think that's important because you're just naturally able to just improve week over week when you do stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Consistency, man. That's what's going to get us to the next level, y'all. Let's go in here, man, because we don't got too much more. We don't got too much more. Let's talk about something for this year. If you could name a story, you don't got to name both, of either one business win that you got or one business fail from this year that you learned from. What would you share? What would you share?
Q, you can go ahead first. You got it.
Man, I'll say, man, at the beginning of this year, I had a little beef in the barbershop. I ain't even gonna lie. Had some beef in the barbershop. Had to exit the barbershop. Some stuff was going on, and that was a little bit of a fail to me. I ain't really because I won't, just ready to leave out and move. But yeah, man, sometimes you may be put in a crazy situation, but God will always put you in the right place as long as you motivated and everything. And right after that, within a week, I had met Brandon and I basically locked in the studio. Mm-hmm. So that was a crazy situation. I can't explain everything.
No, it's cool. You got to say the details.
It was on, what I'm saying, barbershop beef and get rich. I ain't want to say what I
And what's the lesson that you learned from that, though? Now looking back at it.
Oh, just keep moving forward, man. Bad things gonna happen. Just keep going. Cause as long as you keep going, you don't really worry about other people. you don't worry about other people and you just focus on yourself and move forward, like everything that you want and everything that you believe is gonna happen. I remember like a year and a half ago, even before I got a studio, I was like, man, this before I even had clientele, I was like, man, I can't wait till I be able to have my own space and this and that. But yeah, man, just focusing and locking in, staying focused on the trail.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
You got one official go-getter?
Mine. Rephrase the question again one more time, please.
What is one business win that you got from this year, or one business fail that taught you a lesson?
A win that I've gotten this year is being, how do I want to put it into words, but being authentic with my content, right? Being authentic with my content, and then also working with others, right? And I'll touch on, the L in a second, but I'm gonna break the lesson down from that. The reason why that's a win is just because I've been able to just connect. I've been able to grow more and connect more, right? So I've been able to connect with people more, such as you guys having a partnership, and then also even with my partner who I run Full Circle Wealth with, like even earlier this year when we had started, we had gotten to kind of like a fluster about whether or not we want to continue this together, but we were able to get through it. And working with other people and opening my mind up to that has helped me tremendously grow. Because even though him and I are both people who can do things by ourselves and do it alone, right? We humbled ourselves and humbled our ego to work together, and then that led to also me meeting you guys, being able to work with him and the other people I was working with online, and that's opened up. It's opened up doors, right? A lot of doors, right? Great doors. So. On top of that, the L that I've taken is just, what's the L that I've taken? Sorry about that.
If you don't have one, you don't got to share.
Hold on. Oh, he was trying to get back. My
That's
bad.
all right.
It threw me off a little bit. But the L.
It was both for one.
It was.
You could just choose one. I said you don't got to choose. Yeah, you don't got to choose.
I had the L. I just.
You don't have to choose both. You don't got to choose both. I just meant one lesson. That was it.
We all took crazy.
Right, we all took L's.
I ain't gonna lie. I know I took over 100 L's this year.
Man, I took a lot of L's, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm gonna catch my thought.
I can share L, man. Oh my goodness, man. And actually, Q was around. Actually, y'all both was low key around when this happened. I feel like, man. I was about to be able to broker a deal for like $1 million house, y'all. Man, I was already counting the commission in my head, man. It was for a canceled and expired listing. Somebody had canceled their listing with another broker, and basically, me trying to get back in to full swing of being a real estate broker in Washington and being a real estate advisor, not understanding the nuances of different specific situations. Do you get what I mean? And the reason why I'm going to say this is because it's funny. Like, some brokers specialize in first-time home buyers. Some brokers specialize in luxury real estate. Some people specialize in commercial. Some people specialize in foreclosures. Some people specialize in estate real estate. You have to really understand your industry and understand what you are specialized in and what you're not. You get what I'm saying? So I was able to meet somebody who was willing to let me help them, and even though she was in a dire situation, the home was under foreclosure, the lender was trying to auction it off, you know what I mean? With me trying to use as many resources as I could, the deal did not go through.
Yeah. And
it was like probably 2 or 3 days of timing on my end that may have been able to affect the outcome of that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? By getting her connected to the lender a little quicker, getting her connected to the right type of attorney a little quicker. Do you get what I'm saying?
Instead of like just like easing it through.
And even the ignorance of myself to y'all, one day, 2 hours of idle time or not focusing on a deal could kill the whole deal. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There was a question that I knew I needed answered that I should have been calling for a lawyer that day, but because I was trying to prioritize other stuff, I ended up calling the lawyer 2-3 days later, which changed the entire situation on her side from the lender side, because they took actions within those 2-3 days that could have been avoided, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it gets deep, y'all. I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm.
But to not get so deep into the weeds, the people who are in the industry could probably understand the concept of what I'm talking about. To not get too deep in the weeds, y'all. Like Q had already said, you have to do your research, man. Understand your industry. You know what I mean? Seriously. And what it humbled me and the lesson that I learned was, okay, I need to be able to figure out exactly who the type of person is who I know that I can assist. And if I find that type of person and I know that I want to assist with that, be able to truly understand every single nuance and resource that I can give to that person, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
to help them do what they need to do. Straight up. So that's my lesson that I learned, is that, you know, if you're going to be able to assist people, you're going to have to go through ups and downs of business. You're going to have to go through failed deals to learn what to do the next time, and that's what I learned.
It's a learning lesson, man. Everything, every failure is a learning lesson.
Straight up.
And actually, it's not even a failure. I mean, it's a plus.
Mhm.
And I forgot who said that. It's like most things you go through in life, not even a failure. It's just there to teach you something.
Straight
so
up.
you can know exactly what to do.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I want to shout out, man. We had a real estate broker on our podcast like a couple months
Anjanae.
ago, man. Anjanae Slaughter, man. Shout out Anjanae. We are actually going to be at her gala that she's throwing next year. You know, it's called the Black Equity Ball, and we're going to be hosting a live Blueprint Table podcast at this ball, y'all, talking about home ownership and literally being able to be around other professionals in your field and who are locked in and specialized. You get what I mean? You may not go to her to figure out just about investments or new developments, but when I tell you she's locked into that first-time home buyer program, dog, if you want to be able to buy a house, she know 20 different ways that you can do it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously. So, you know, just being around great professionals, you start to understand what separates the, and I'm trying to tell you, it's specialized knowledge. You get what I mean?
And their network.
And your network, of course,
Your
man.
network is your network.
We said that on like the first episode. didn't we?
It's about who you know, not how many people you know.
Correct. And you got to know which person from that network to pull from to make it make sense.
I was,
get what
you know,
mean?
it's crazy. I was just talking about, like, thinking about that. Like, how can I surround myself around certain people of kind of like in a higher echelon. Somebody
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
you know
Smart.
what I mean?
If you're the smartest person in the room, then you in the wrong room. That's what
Yeah.
they say. That's what smart people say.
Even in like hobbies and stuff, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, man, what they out here doing? They playing pickleball. I was like, you just went golfing the other day.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yep.
like, what type of stuff that I should do on the side that's still like fun, but still able to network, you know? But yeah.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, you know, I think something that I'm prioritizing in 2026, you already know, is meeting more people.
Yeah.
Straight up. Sometimes you'll see, oh man, I got this amount of followers, or I know this X amount of people. Listen, man, you know, even presidents are meeting new people every single day. The best business people are meeting someone new every day.
Every day.
You get what I mean?
Got to.
And if you can do that for 30 plus years, you ain't gonna fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
you.
because the right person will change your whole situation, you know, and that's, you know, and that goes back to what I had said, you know, because Q and I started from a conversation, right? This whole thing started from a conversation of me being authentic enough to open myself up while getting my haircut. Because usually, you know, I usually kind of just throw stuff off or like blow it off. Like when he had asked me he asked me a few questions about what I do and whatnot. Usually I'm just the type of guy, you know, I don't really like to
Man,
brag
yeah.
about myself. I'd be like, oh, I'm just I'll mess around and say a lie, like, oh, I just go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that I'm about to leave here and go create content and get on that stock market and do all these things and build a business, all this stuff, right? So I opened up with Q because it was a time where I was applying what I wanted to apply and I felt comfortable and I felt like he was somebody that would able to relate to what I was saying because, yes, you can talk to certain people, but you also got to say certain things to people who you know will understand, right? Because there's some people who won't be able to catch what you're putting down, and that's a waste of time sometimes, right? But I felt like Q was somebody who was going to be able to catch and pick up what I was putting down, and that created a whole opportunity for me to host a show instead of being just a guest on the show, you know, so.
Straight up. Well, you already know. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that you learn throughout the year. Whether you win or you lose, there's lessons in them. Even in your wins, you can look back at your wins and figure out, okay, how can I apply that to the next endeavor, or how can I even tighten up the next time I win? You know, it's a win a little easier, win a little quicker.
Hey,
Go ahead.
You gonna reply to that comment?
Which comment? What you talking about?
Hey man, y'all, I heard y'all talking some stuff on TikTok, man. I heard some of y'all
You guys
saying
is-
that some stuff ain't right. But
was on my boy Brandon's head.
My question is, what do you gotta say to these people?
Man, if you'll look at it, man, we talked about it last week about the history of Black Friday, y'all. What I have to say to the people is thank you so much for the discourse on TikTok. You get what I mean? That's all I have to say. I feel like if you look at the history of Black Friday, I don't want to negate anything that happened in slavery, and I am an African American man, and you know what I mean? I understand, or I try to understand, I can't relate to, and I'm grateful for the sacrifices that my ancestors made for me to even be able to sit at this table right here.
Yeah.
When I was talking about Black Friday, I meant in the most recent retail terms for Black Friday, that we use in mom and pop shops, that retailers use during the holidays to get an extra dollar. You get what I mean? And regardless of the origins and the different context and what it was used for, you know, I give respect to everyone's opinions, and I give respect to your ability to comment on our content. Straight up.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody from Philly, man.
Shout out to Philly too, man. Shout out Philly. And like I said, shout out to our ancestors for giving us an opportunity to push our family lineage even further, you know, and I hope that we'll be able to do the same thing, you know. Man, next topic, man. Every single week, our boy Official Go-Getter talks about stocks. However, we're actually starting another new weekly segment, which is going to be real estate based, y'all.
We're on 16%.
16? Okay, we're going to move quick. We're going to move quick. Okay, we're going to move quick. We're going to move quick. So, bottom line, y'all, something that we really want to dig deep into on our podcast, obviously, is going to be stock investments with, or rather just financial investments with stocks and crypto. But we also want to talk about assets like real estate. You know, I am a real estate broker here in the state of Washington. I have extensive residential and commercial experience, and I also work in public infrastructure real estate out here. And so I have a good perspective. Y'all, let me tell you, it's harder now pretty much than ever to be a homeowner out here in Seattle where we are based, for sure. In other places in the country, there are different contexts, but I will speak specifically about Washington, but specifically the Seattle area. If you are somebody who in your head wants to own your own house, I'm talking about your own residential home that you and your family live in, and you don't know where to start, I can give you a couple of tips right now. First, work on that credit, like we were already talking about earlier today. The better your credit, the better chances of you getting approved for lending. You have to work, I would say, anywhere between 7 to 750. You're pretty much straight and going to get you one of the best, you know, average interest rates. Second, I would work on your cash reserves. You know what I mean? If you have stocks, that's okay too, but you want to be able to give yourself enough liquid cash to be able to put down, I would say, anywhere between at least 5 and 10% on the actual home and offer price that you make on the home. This is before we get to down payment assistance, y'all. If you want to put your best self in that position, have at least that amount of cash with a credit score between 7 and 750, then you'll be looking better. If you have those first two things, you need to talk to a lender. Even if you know that you're not, you know, all the way there, I would say start talking to a lender at least about a year prior to, because interest rates change so much, you know, which will affect your buying power. I would get a good relationship with a lender, let them know, hey, I'm trying to buy a house within the next couple of years and I want to figure out what to do. If you attach yourself to that lender, I'm trying to tell you, they will put yourself in the best position and give you an accurate picture of what you can afford month to month. If you do those three things, I'm trying to tell you, after that, you give it a real estate professional that'll be able to take exactly what you're looking for and help you find it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
And hey, man, if y'all looking for a home in Seattle, Washington, hit up _Brandon J. Young on Instagram. He's also on TikTok. So
I am.
If y'all looking for a good home, he got some options for y'all.
And exactly what I said too. You know, I don't want you to just come to me and then we do a transaction. If you come to me and what you're asking for isn't really my expertise, trust me, I have a plethora of real estate professionals that can help you regardless of what you're trying to do. Whether you're trying to lease, whether you're trying to own, whether you're trying to own commercial property, lease commercial property, own residential property, investment properties, everything, man. Reach out to me. So how much we got on that camera?
Oh, it's dead, bro.
Already?
I was like,
Much we
whoa.
Well, 12%.
12%?
All right,
Could we go through stock watch in
No.
in 5 minutes? Can you do a 5-minute stock watch?
I already prepared a little bit before we got up here, so I got the prices and everything right here. Yes, sir. You guys already know we about to get into stock watch. Shout out to Brandon for the real estate breakdown, man. We about to hop into the top 5 companies of the S&P 500. If you guys don't know what the S&P 500 is on the market, it is the makeup of the top 500 publicly traded companies in the U.S., right? And this is an index, and they put them all in under one umbrella, and we're able to buy this index and own all of them with the click of one button, right? So with that being said, man, we have our top 5 right here that we're going to be talking about. We got NVIDIA, you got Microsoft, you got Amazon, you got Google, you got Apple. I'm going to throw Meta in there as well, just to throw it in there. So first things first, man, we got NVIDIA at the price of $181, right? I don't know what price we were at last week. Let me go check real quick, but I believe we were at the price of like $175 last week, so we moved a bit up. The market in general, the S&P 500 in general, so far this week has been pulling back after a great week last week, right? We had a good up week for the holidays, and it was a short week in the markets, right? But today and yesterday, we were kind of pulling back, so we're at the price of $680 on the SPY on the markets, right?
Yes, for me, it says in the last week you were up
It was
2%.
177 between 183.
Say that again. It was 177.
177 to 183 range for NVIDIA stock.
Bet. Yep. So now we're
124
at.
to the 28.
Yep, and today we had a high of 185, but we closed at 181. So NVIDIA's at 181, right? Great stock, leader of the AI race, right? NVIDIA's NVIDIA.
So let me ask you a question about NVIDIA.
Yes, sir.
It's down 12% in the last month.
Yeah.
Does that scare you?
No. If anything, it gives me like, NVIDIA is the leader when it comes down to this whole tech race. So, nothing really moves without NVIDIA. So it's not scaring me at all. If anything, it's giving me a buying opportunity, right? Whether that, 12% buy right here, it hit that low of 170, 169, and it came right back up, right? It's been playing in this range between 170 and 211, right? Which is that high, right? So I would just buy some more, right? So it's not a panic to me.
Okay.
If that is an option for me, like buying some more, anyone else out there buying some more, whether that's what you want to do, right? Amazon, right? We got 234 for Amazon. They're at the price of $234, right? Let me pull that chart up, right? Amazon has been moving up for the past week, right? They had a good week. They're moving down, right? So 234 for Amazon. Microsoft at $490, man. Microsoft moving back up to that 500, right? Microsoft had a low of 460 last week. They were at, today is Tuesday. We got Microsoft last week at 474, 475. Now we're at 490, right? So Microsoft ended up moving up a little bit. Then you got Google, right? We were just talking about Google a little bit. We didn't get a chance to touch on that too much. But Google got their new.
We could jump in. We could jump into the Google Gemini next week.
Yeah. Google Gemini. They just ended up coming out with some good stuff. Google and their, what was it that their agent mode, right? That was the agent mode that they came out with.
Came out with the new Gemini 3 last week.
Yeah.
This is less than 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
Gemini 3 Pro.
Okay.
So they got the agent and the agent sessions.
Yeah, so that's almost the last. We got one more stock after this, but I want you guys to touch on how I know you guys played with it a little bit. What you guys touch on a little bit about that Google AI stuff and let the people know some stuff.
I will say we on 7% by the way.
All right, bet.
I will say using a Gemini Pro 3 versus I gotta compare it to ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT all the time. With ChatGPT, you kind of have to like program it in order for it to give you a good response, even if it's a 5. Because if it's a 5, it'll give you a slow response back. But the new Gemini, I ain't gonna lie, it give you some good details, like right off the bat. Like it gets straight to the point.
Yeah. Was that beep my bad, I just heard a beep. Was we good? All right. But no, So you got Google making moves, man. They're at 316. Google been moving up all year, man. This is a good stock in the AI race for sure, right? And then you have Apple, right? Apple at 286, right? Apple is still moving up. Apple having a great year. They had a great day today. It looks like they had a great last few days, man. Apple, what's some new news that we have on Apple? Apple stock hit an all-time high of 287 on Tuesday, which is today, marking a 7-day winning streak, the longest since May, right? It's following the retirement of AI chief John, I can't pronounce his last name. Apple will delay its next base iPhone model launch to early 2027, impacting iOS shipments. And then the European court ruled Apple can be sued in the Netherlands for antitrust damages over App Store fees, allowing local foundations. So you got Apple making moves, man, but Apple's still moving up to the upside. They're going to be breaking that $300 pretty soon. Man, they just broke out of a 276. Oh, it looks like they are moving up to that $300, man. They had a good breakout just now of a good. So
Crazy.
hey, Apple's still moving the market, man. Apple's still doing this thing. Meta, this is the last one.
Shout out Apple, man. Hey.
This is the one I want to talk about because we didn't get a chance to last week. We're at 4%. I'm just gonna get to it real quick. Meta, right? Last time I had talked, I had told you guys I was down, right? And Meta had hit a low of 578, but we are now at 647. We have made a comeback, and we're still moving back up to that price of 680. So this is why I tell you guys to buy quality companies at the low. Meta was the company that moved and dropped the most out of all these companies, and this was the company that I was looking to pick up the most out of all these companies, which I did, and we're moving up. So buy these assets at a low and hold them for 5 to 10 years, right? Shout out to my boy Ian Dunlap. That's his advice, and I've been rolling with it, and I've been taking it. I'm not looking to sell anything for 5 to 10 years. 10 years is really, I'm going to be 30 years old, 32, and hey, the portfolio will be looking great. So
That boy young, man.
yeah,
Right.
He get to it early, man. Watch
Hey,
out.
but that's what they said, time in the market, y'all, because the difference between 22 and 28, I ain't gonna lie.
He gonna be on that 30 on the 30.
Yeah, yes, sir.
that's the
Yes,
goal,
sir.
man. I'll be taking these guys. We going to all be at a yacht somewhere.
We're gonna be somewhere on a boat in Monaco, on a boat we probably can't even afford. Well, at this point in time.
At this
we
point
can
in
afford to
time.
rent it. We can afford to rent it, at least.
Yeah, damn. that shit's even expensive.
But yeah, man, yeah, we all buying these assets now, and we holding this so we can be in the best position we can in 10 years because this wealth transfer is getting crazy. So, what you got over there, Brandon?
We on 2%, bro.
Yeah, Brandon.
Man, we can end this thing out, man.
He's over
Just
there
wait.
loaded.
We just want to say shout out to everybody who has supported our pod this year, man. We got a couple more episodes this month, and we're gonna go into 2026 with a bang. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy B.
It's your boy Fisher Go Getter.
And it's Q.
Man, follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, man. The Blueprint Table. Tap in with us next week.
See you next week.